Help me. I am resident of Collinwood for YouTube. Joel Sains, that is my buddy Patrick McCray, that is my buddy Alan Gallant. We are here to continue our movie review. So, James Bond. This is Skyfall, directed by Sam Mendes, written by Neil Purvis, Robert Wade, John Logan, based on James Bond by Ian Fleming, produced by Michael G. Wilson, uh, Barbara Broccoli, Daniel Craig, Javier Bardem, Ralph Fiennes, Naomi Harris, Bernice Marlowe, Albert Finney, and Judy Dench. Cinematographer is Roger Deakins. Edited by Stuart Beard and
Oh, Stuart Beard.
Katie Beard. Music is by Thomas Newman. Release dates October 23rd, 2002, London. October 26th, 2002, United Kingdom. November 9th, United States. Budget 150 to 200 million. Box office. Holy shit, 1,109 million. Billion, sorry. Billion. Jesus.
$1 billion. We're in the 2010s now. With 2012, blockbusters are making between 750 million and $1 billion.
Oh my God. So guys, when did you see Skyfall? Patrick?
Only a few weeks into November. I waited. I had kind of gotten, you saw my reaction to just the discussion of Quantum of Solace yesterday. So, I was not exactly falling all over myself to see this. I don't know why. It just didn't.
No, you were encrusted with jade from the last.
I was, yeah. and so I did go to see it, and it did not give me what I was looking for, but it gave me something much richer. And is it a Bond movie? No, I don't think it is. But it is a much better movie than just a Bond movie. I mean, Bond movies kind of are like it's like fast food. It's like really good fast food, in that it may be some of the tastiest stuff you've ever had in its own way, but it will never rise above being a pizza. There's, it can be an amazing, like from the Exchequer in Chicago or something like that. Just fantastic Wolfgang Puck creation. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it is kind of a pizza, deconstructed the way it be. This is a memory of pizza. This has some pizza ground up in it, but it is in something that James Beard could have only created once in a lifetime, in a fantastic fit of creativity.
Its legend was at some Hollywood party or something.
Yes, yeah. I mean, this is this is just some kind of Jacques Pepin masterpiece. Something Michael Field would have written a series of books on. Yeah. And so you're not getting a Bond film. So that's kind of the bad news. You're getting a movie about James Bond with James Bond in it, but it's kind of much better. It's like, when Philip Jose Farmer would write a book about Tarzan or Doc Savage, I hate to say it's probably going to be better than Lester Dent. It wasn't better than Lester Dent. I read it. It was called Escape to Loki. It was fantastic. Yeah. But it wasn't like, and if what you're looking for is purely Lester Dent, well, this basically comes along and says, treat yourself better. You can enjoy your stuff, but that stuff can be presented in an amazing way, and that's one of the enlightening things. This is like if Merchant Ivory had made a Sherlock Holmes movie.
Only it's Sam Mendes making.
Sam Mendes, yeah,
and casting the hell out of it.
Brilliant cast. And here's the thing: there's some of the best actors out there, but they're of an echelon that is still available. The other day we were talking about, they approached Anthony Hopkins to be the villain of this or that, or some one of the Bond movies, and they didn't get it. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Partly I think because these great actors don't want to live under under the rubric of this, self-contained genre.
Right.
It's like, I mean, yes, it's prestigious being a Bond film, but I don't know if I still do those.
Right.
That kind of thing. This is like what Ray Fiennes doing. Yeah, yeah, in the right circumstances, sure. I think Judy kind of broke the seal on that.
Yeah, she did.
But that was in the era when you were getting, well, it was right before we had the era where, which I think officially began with Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen in the X-Men,
Mm-hmm.
which said, no, you can have real actors in these things
Yeah.
as more than just a one-off or a little cameo as the thing. I'm yapping.
No, absolutely. You have people who have a genius for the language because they've been studying the language of Shakespeare.
I thought you meant me.
Well, there's that too, but
yeah.
You're more the written word. But yeah, it became. You're right. It broke a mold, just like when movie stars started making television shows. That broke a mold because that was a verboten thing for many decades. It simply wasn't done. You know. The same thing about really good stage actors going to television, generation before that mold got broken. But it was not easily done, but they've all been broken now because the quality, if they choose right and their agency knows what they're doing, the quality of the work in any platform is going to take you where you want to go.
Yeah.
And I saw this one just about the same as you, a week or two after it opened.
A friend of mine was going, kind of, hey, you want to see this guy? Doing? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Quantum of Solace was the last one that I saw on opening day. And Spectre I saw opening weekend because I was revived.
Right.
And then I'm happy to say, well, No Time to Die, is that the until the last
warned off of it early.
Yeah, no Time to Die. So the last 30 seconds, I have not seen. I think I started watching it streaming,
maybe,
and I just
it may still have that effect on you, probably.
And then I found out that maybe there were some old pocket fisherman commercials on YouTube.
Popeel.
Or a litter
Albert
box.
Broccoli's main rival.
There's a nice in perhaps a future Dark Shadows Daybook project will be coming out soon. There's a nice essay about Ron Popeil.
Yeah.
So I like Ron.
Yeah, I thought Ron was the original bootstrap boy. He
was. Joel, when did you see this movie first?
Oh my God! I saw this movie first on TV when it came to TV. I did not go to theaters to see this.
When it came to cable, or when it came to network, or
when it came to cable.
Okay.
So,
what'd you think?
Here's what I wish. Take Casino Royale. Take Quantum of Solace.
Okay.
And flush them down the toilet.
Okay.
And just include this movie and start it here.
You could very easily skip the other two if you're doing a what to see in Bond canon. Yes, I think you're entirely right. So here's the question: what would be the movie prior to this that you would have people watch?
I would say Die Another Day. Because if you're really sort of we've talked about reboots today. If you're really rebooting Bond to where you want to, in a sense of not rebooting it but keeping it going, this is this movie here to keep the Bond as an idea.
Yeah.
He's right. This is this movie here, and even Moneypenny is just an idea. That's sort of what they kept going. That with the other movies,
it's completely retooled in this movie.
Right. So that's the thing I would say is if you take Casino Royale and you take Quantum of Solace, get rid of those and keep this.
So. Here's an interesting game to play with Silva. I mean, that's the name of the bad guy, right? Javier Bardem. Silva.
Yeah. That's his spy name.
Yeah. Here's an interesting game to play. There's no way to arbitrate it, so whatever. And this is a testament to the quality of this movie. Name the Bond villain most proximate in time to Silva who could have defeated them had they gone to total war. Yeah, I know. I don't think it's gonna be Louis Jourdan.
Oh, hell no. But in terms of being able to match him technologically,
Just
be the
skill
media
for skill.
mogul that we just saw.
Elliot Carver.
Yes.
Elliot Carver been well prepared, and if Henry Gupta, who was his Ricky Jay, had been really well prepared, I think they and had really known what they were going up against.
Right.
Yeah, I think probably that, but I don't want that to be a sentimental thing just because I love that movie.
Right.
I think Carver could have come close. Okay, so before Carver, it ain't gonna be Sean Bean. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Oh, it's not gonna be Sean.
Silva Shames, 00 whatever, 008 or 006. Yeah, just 00 Z. I know.
Well,
Isn't it great?
Yes, because you're limiting it to his contemporaries rather than going back further in time or whatever. To somebody like Goldfinger,
Blofeld. Because Blofeld would have had such a large organization.
Yeah, he's Spectre. So
yeah,
and we're about to be have that unleashed on us again. So and I mean, at least they picked Christoph Waltz to play him, which is great.
Yes,
fantastic. But
well, Gavin McLeod's retired.
It's true. No more Love Boat. Damn it! They could have gotten the bartender guy. He's still around.
Well, if they had gotten Doc, they would have had Siegfried.
That's right.
Bernie Capel.
That's right. Who hopped on a Love Boat in Argentina after being
oh God,
around for a few years.
Oh no. God, Siegfried, an old Nazi. What am I saying? Listen, I've been trying to be sentimental and defend the head of chaos. Okay, I'm sorry. Of course he's an old Nazi. That's the point. So Joel, do you know about the game that Alan and I just played?
What's that?
Well, it's not legal in certain states, so we've got to be
The association.
We were trying to imagine what Bond villain might have defeated Silva.
Mm-hmm.
Or giving him a good run for his money.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow!
And start going backwards. So start with Quantum of Solace and go back.
I think the first one who immediately comes to mind is Tomorrow Never Dies.
That was the first one Alan came up with. Elliot Carver.
Elliot Carver would be one
because of his sort of techno organization.
Yeah. It's not going to be Sanchez.
No.
It's not going to be Sanchez.
No.
I love him. Love him to death.
No, I think I'll tell you one who, and I'm going to go probably a little too far back, is Goldfinger.
I kind of thought about Goldfinger.
Yeah.
Because his ego would be so big that he would throw everything into defeating this guy.
Yes.
Yeah. One I obviously, because again it connects to Spectre, is from Russia with Love, is the assassin, which I do think
Red Grant.
Yeah, I think.
Well, that's hand to hand,
right?
Yeah, no problem there. But the larger organization would be the Soviet Union.
Soviet Union would be tough to take down,
and combine that with Spectre, and that's what you've got in from Russia with Love.
It's true.
You've got the know-how and training of the Soviet Union, and then the large octopus-like organization of Spectre. So, I mean, that's definitely a possibility. I mean, if they turned an entire government against him, they might be able to make some headway.
Yeah.
But Bardem is fantastic in this movie. He is. He's the ultimate Bond villain in that
he really is
product of MI6. He is He is basically all the things that M refused to regret, and now it's come home to roost.
And
All the decisions.
unlike the other double O's that have gone bad, because who do we get? We got Sean Bean, who's I think there's at least one other.
Yeah, Bean is merely a guy who wants to, make $1 billion or whatever.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
but,
he's
but
got.
who's the other? Who's the other double O gone bad?
Oh,
Isn't there? There's got to be another one.
I don't know.
Okay, well, whatever. Um, they lack imagination,
Right?
and Silva doesn't.
No,
Silva has a growth mindset, whatever you're going to say, and the rat monologue,
Oh yeah.
which what a great monologue. Wow.
It lets you know that he experienced a crack up under pressure. There's no doubt that he cracked up under pressure. Whether he gave away information or not, unimportant because he felt betrayed. But he has not lost any of his abilities as an agent,
Yeah.
an agent provocateur, and his connections that he used. That he formerly probably fought against or assassinated people from that side, and now he uses them, and has created this network of people and places that is equal to the task of getting their revenge. But since he did crack up, it's really obvious he has mommy issues, really, really.
Oh wow!
And he's been raped.
Yeah.
He's been beaten. He's been poisoned. He's whatever. Everything has happened to him. And then he tried to kill himself, and that didn't work. So you've got the physical manifestation of everything that's happened to him, which is hideous. And he knows it's hideous, which is why he displays it to her. And so it's a great psychological study, and somebody like Barnum is really good at just finding all those layers.
Well, yeah, and in a movie where Emma's at her warmest, it also shows her at her coldest because she is probably on an at least annual basis, probably dealing with some horror that's happened because
and dealing with the PM and making sure that she keeps her job and make sure she does her job.
Yeah.
This has happened in every movie. The PM's PO'd at her every single movie.
The PM do not get along.
No. And in this movie, it manifests itself with, yeah, you really screwed up this time. You have to go before a joint session or whatever that she has to deal with all these.
I think what was it? Not Robert Brown. Who's the first one? I love him. Bernard Lee.
Yeah.
But he said it's not my lunch schedule.
It's
He's going to play golf or something.
It wouldn't even go. It's true.
You were saying, I'm sorry, I have a Western Hemisphere to save.
But what a brilliant way to introduce the next M. He has told her that she's out in 2 months, but he's still essentially an ally, and he proves it.
Does he know he's M? Does he know he's going to be the next M?
I think I suspect he does. That he knows he's on the list anyway. That he's a candidate, which is why he was probably, told to tell her. He's already in a position of authority over her because the PM has told him he can do this.
It'd be funny though if they said, you're up for promotion. There are a number of things you could do, and we're going to list them. And the shittiest one was being M because of the pressure. Because he's seen, Judi Dench's a perfectly competent person, and he sees what's happened to her.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the Onion headline the day or the week after Obama was elected, which said, "Black man given shittiest job in America."
Yeah. No kidding.
The
interesting thing is about this, though, it seems to me like everybody, even the administrators, except for Q, have been field agents. They've come in from the field. The new Moneypenny is a field agent.
From the field, yeah.
The new M is a field agent. The old M is a
I
field
mean,
agent.
the only problem with the new Q is he's not old enough to have his driver's license.
Right.
So,
And he falls for the old computer virus trick, which is, I like him actually. I think he makes a great Q. I really think he grows on you, but
here's something
especially, and he
interesting
was
though.
growing on Bond too. They're sitting on the park
Yeah,
bench, and Bond's
yeah.
giving him crap, and he's taking it and giving
Ah.
back, and then all of a sudden Bond starts smiling. It's like that's the old sort of joust.
There's a moment, and I'm such a cheese wheel. I'm such a cheese wheel. John Logan's very disciplined. He's very goddamn it. And I say that as a wonderful compliment. He's very disciplined. He doesn't give in to these things that I do. And when my if I had directed the movie, I would have done one little bit of blogging. That because he's what were you expecting? An exploding pen. I don't really go in for that anymore. And he stands up and turns and just reaches in his pocket and takes out a pen and hands it to me. That
From my predecessor.
not even that. No, just
Yeah.
that he does have that sense of
Yeah.
that I also have the budget to make one of these.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it's not an explosion; it's just a pen.
Right. It's a cross pen, though. It's a very expensive cross pen.
Yeah.
This is a
Scrivener.
very interesting movie, and the dynamics are really, really good. Mendes has done great things with the script. The cinematography is wonderful. When
Oh my God.
and the house is on fire, it's the perfect way to silhouette the action and put a glow on it and do all of the wonderful things that you're doing in pitch blackness.
My favorite. Well, I mean, those images are they're literally apocalyptic.
Yeah.
They are being on the ship that's being hauled off.
Exactly.
If you ever go to have you been to the Tate Britain? Oh no, okay, we already talked about this. If you go to the Tate Britain, it's like a comic book. It's full of one great war painting after another. It shit's on fire. It's wonderful, and it really I don't know what museum there. Maybe I don't know what, but it's my favorite art museum there. It's the most lurid in its own way.
Mm-hmm.
But it's apocalyptic. It's just this is war, the end of the world, the whole 9 yards. But the image I really also loved, just for its sheer let's sell HDTV beauty, is Bond going into the casino, I guess at Macau or wherever he's, and he's standing, he's on the ship with the lanterns, the red lanterns behind him, and the whole movie though has this strangely apocalyptic feeling to it. It is the end of a world. And yet the whole movie is about death and rebirth. I mean, not to get too highfalutin and somebody's gonna show up with a mug, but the fact is that the movie begins with immersion in water.
Yes.
And it ends with ascent from water.
Yeah, there actually is a scene towards the end where he's immersed again.
Yeah, I know. And these are classic images of birth and death and rebirth. And that it's not appealing to PhD students who go and write notes, and although they will, I would have been one of them. But I think there is something very primal in those images that people respond to, whether they remember it or not. And in between, he's in one form of fire or hell after another. It can be a white fire, like on the island.
Yes.
But Bond is in just one ring of hell after another as it goes on. MI6 is down in hell. It's now in this sunken kind of nonsense until it ascends. And it ascends in a cyclical way back where it started with the padded door.
Meanwhile, the tube becomes another level of hell.
Well, yeah, sure. Rings, literally.
Yeah.
And think of all the use of red in the movie.
Reds and oranges, lots of it. Yeah. Fire.
Yeah, fire. The red skull and so on Q. Wow. It's a movie that's tapping into my subconscious It's like a dream of a Bond movie. I'm going to wake people up. And Javier Bardem tried to kill him, but then he was weeping about it, like it was
Yeah.
someone else who had done it.
Yeah.
What the fuck? What's going on? Yeah. I got one thing right. Ah, God. Wow.
Yeah. That whole scene is that whole scene is so Oedipal. It's amazing, and it's almost like it's like they could have had Jim Morrison, The End, playing in the background during that whole scene.
Well, I'll tell you who does just as much of the heavy lifting as anyone else, and that's the French horn section of the composer.
Yeah.
I mean, this movie uses French horns better than anybody since Maurice Jarre, hung on his baton. And it just gives it this very mythic, large, melancholy feel. What a sublime movie.
We get one of the last performances of Albert Finney in this movie as well.
Oh, God. Yeah.
It's
and he's orphaned again.
And he's orphaned again because
these
is really a mother figure for him as much as it is for crazy Silver,
Yeah.
Because I mean, they have that argument, because I'm so obsessed with the fact that she betrayed him and she did this and she manipulated me and she lied to me and blah blah blah. And Bond is saying, "I made my own choices." Yeah. It's, so they both, and I mean, Bond calls her mum the whole damn time. It's not, yes, M. It's yes, mum.
Yeah.
And although that's ma'am in the dialect, it's also mum, mother. It's a very interesting movie, and I thought Mendes tapped it, and of course Logan tapped it, and everybody else that contributed to the screenplay tapped it, and like you say, there's a lot of psychological probing going on.
You don't need to be in the cupboard.
I don't know, entirely who wrote what in the movie. Because Purvis and Wade were involved, and their names are above Logan. So I don't know if that means in WGAE's if they
they just oversaw the arc and then other whatever.
But I definitely know that different people wrote different parts of this thing, but they I just keep saying the same thing over again. They tapped into something far richer than I thought we would ever get. I mean, it's kind of like when Rogue One came along. I was like, oh, it can also be this.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Oof.
Yeah, I know at the time Rogue One came out, it really shook up a lot of people, and a lot of people were angry about it.
Oh, I was delighted.
But a lot of those people became delighted about it later, instead of rating it higher and higher and higher on the scale of Star Wars movies. And now,
maybe the best
it's like number 2 or 3 on most people's list. So, and I was amazed by it when I saw it. And then when I realized what was going to happen, what was ultimately going to happen at the end of this movie.
Well, it had to, because they're not in the other films.
Because it had already been established.
And they would have been pivotal in the other film. They would have been, I mean, I know the Rebellion had a lot of people working for them, but come on.
Yeah.
Development of Bond 23 began in 2009, but was suspended throughout 2010 because of MGM's financial troubles. Pre-production resumed following MGM's exit from bankruptcy on 21st December 2010, and in January of 2011, the film was officially given a release date of 9th November 2012 by MGM, and the Broccoli family, with productions scheduled to start in late 2011. Subsequently, MGM and Sony Pictures announced that the UK release date would be brought forward to 26th October 2012, 2 weeks ahead of U.S. release date, which remains scheduled for 9th of November 2012. The film's budget is estimated to have been between 150 million and 200 million, compared to the 200 million spent on Quantum of Solace. Skyfall was part of a year-long celebrations of the 50th anniversary of the first Bond film, Dr. No. Pre-production after the release of Quantum of Solace in 2008, producer Barbara Balaco commented that Skyfall, untitled at the time, may continue the plot of the Quantum organization, introducing Casino Royale and continued in Quantum of Solace. In August of 2011, the Siberian newspaper Bilik stated Bond 23 would be titled Carte Blanche and would be an adaptation.
Whoa, named what?
This was there at
Carte Blanche.
Carte Blanche.
Carte Blanche.
Yes, an adaptation of the recent continuation novel by Jeffrey Deaver. On 30th August, Eon Productions officially denied any link between Bond 23 and Carte Blanche, stating that the new film is not going to be called Carte Blanche and will have nothing to do with the Jeffrey Deaver book. On 3rd October 2011, 15 domain names, including JamesBondSkyfall.com and SkyfallFilm.com, were reported that the film had been registered on behalf of MGM and Sony Pictures by the internet brand production service Mark Monitors Skyfall. So there you go. There you go.
Well, there was a Bond title. It was one of the last stories. And they kept throwing it around. They never got around to it. But it would have put this movie in a very interesting context. And you wouldn't have had to change a frame. But I think it would have changed the interpretation of the movie completely. That's Property of a Lady. The lady being M.
Right.
And her legacy. And both Bond as her good son. And the other is her bad son. And what a fascinating title that would have been for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not as good, but
maybe not that
bad.
Bad either. So
the only thing I think this film really misses on some levels is they do next to nothing to set up for the next film of the story purpose of Spectre. I will say that I do wish we would either had either the old or new one, or Bond himself, not call bullshit on the revenge plot, but call bullshit that Bardem's character is doing this all by himself. Because he clearly wasn't.
I don't know about that. Where's your evidence?
He had his own organization. He had a ton of people under him. Now, you could say that maybe that was augmented or seeded by another organization because he had turned. You could say that, I guess, but again, you'd have to make that specific. And I guess
he was a guy who really he was a guy who, for one thing, pocketed a lot.
Yeah,
during his 00 years. We've talked about the unguarded gold and all of this stuff.
Yeah, large briefcases full of stacks of bills.
Bond has a bunch of patents from Spectre things that he smashed that he just kind of put out under other names. But someone who has spent all this time gaining the right connections, knowing all of the Henry Guptas, all of those people, and when he goes rogue, knows exactly who to call.
Right.
And has the money to back it up. And, because most of the Bond villains are specialists. The dreamers, it's the media, or it's gold, or it's this or that. Okay. He's a generalist. His job has been getting these guys. And so he knows who they all are. And so I think it's inconceivable. I think it's conceivable that one guy could have amassed all of these people, Ocean's 11 style, kind of picking them out and saying, okay, you're going to do this, you're going to do this, you're going to do this. And maybe not even telling them all what they were doing, just having it, a little bit at a time. So they're putting parts of it together, but they don't have the big picture. I don't know. Now the one flaw in the movie, and it's a minor one, again has to do with Adele and her. We've gone from Shirley Bassey, who I admittedly was a little too probably either old or dead to sing the title song, but people
I
love
think she's
Adele.
still alive, actually, but I think she's
Was
still.
she?
I think
Yeah, you're not going to ask her to belt anything.
Oh.
I mean, maybe she could, but I don't know. But she mumbles like I've never heard anyone mumble before, and it's at a certain point, it just I think becomes yeah, okay, good. It just becomes
Shirley
shameful.
Bassey's still around. 89, actually. She's
Good
almost.
for her. Wow, 89.
Yeah.
But it is a ridiculous. It is mumbling on par with Sheryl Crow. Except
I like
worse.
this better than Sheryl Crow, actually.
Pardon?
But I actually like some of Adele's work, so that's
Well,
probably why.
yeah. There's a likability to her, I guess, but it sounds like Elmer Fudd,
Mm-hmm.
especially when she keeps saying the name of the movie in Skyfall.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It just rubs me the wrong way. She sounds dopey. Is the best way I can put it, and it's a thing I had to overcome as I was, that's such a signature at the beginning of the movie.
Right.
And boy, Jesus Christ, the opening credits on this, I've never seen ones more about death. Sometimes the Bond films would have images that romanticize death,
Right.
but none that would just embody it.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
Yeah, they basically, and you see the house, you see a flash of Skyfall
yeah,
itself. First time you don't know what the hell it is, but you go back and you say, "Oh yeah, there it is." So there's a lot of images designed to prompt your psyche for
and
the dark aspects of this movie.
never has there been just like two or three notes that portend more noble doom than was it Thomas Newman puts together with those amazing French horns.
Yeah.
Bum, bum, bum.
Okay,
I mean, I just get chills.
if
Yeah.
you could have picked a different singer to sing the song, who would you have picked?
I don't know modern singers that well, but someone who can enunciate English and believes that if there's a consonant at the end of a word, maybe
You can
it's there
use it.
for a reason. It's there to shape the word and to shape the sound, as Alan has said. Words have texture, and this was just. I mean, I've rarely gone to town on a singer because it's their job to kind of I don't know, do something weird with them. But I don't know, bring back Katie Lang. I don't know, but there's got to be. I mean, this can't be. I mean, was Carrie Tucano alive? Let her do it.
I think she's long and retired, however.
Pardon?
I think she's long retired, however. She
It's
may not
too
have been in
bad.
2012, though. She may not have
Yeah.
been at that point. She probably wasn't. But
If I
It
could,
would,
I used to listen to
it would have been that Russell guy who sang "The Long Road" for Star Trek Enterprise. Oh, God, no.
Bruce Springsteen, Skyfall.
Well, that would have been a hell of a song. Can you imagine?
Yeah, especially if he wrote it. You know,
Yeah,
wrote
yeah.
something for it.
for music video and song, I would have picked Sabaton.
Well, who wouldn't? Who were they?
They're a death metal Swedish band.
Sure, why not?
See,
Get
I would have
Liebach.
picked. I would have picked Steve and Seagulls.
Yeah, I'll send you a music. I'll send you both a music video. So there you go. Of Sabaton.
Sure.
Check out Steven Seagal's version of Thunderstruck by AC/DC.
Now, Steven Seagal, he was
No,
in. No, I know. I'm just funning you.
Steve N, like it's and only with just the N. Seagulls, and it's play on Steven Seagal, obviously.
Yeah.
But they're a Finnish band, and they do covers and they do different styles. So you're getting the same song, pretty much note for note, but it's in a different style than the original. So what Steven Seagulls does with Thunderstruck is they turn it into bluegrass. And you can understand the lyrics too.
Yeah.
Amazing. because AC/DC is not. That's not important normally.
Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson. That's it. Skyfall, nothing but Skyfall.
I don't know. The guy's a versatile guy.
Yes. Sounds a pretty good singer too.
Who?
Sounds a bit like him. Yeah.
Dewey Cox.
Walk hard and die hard and die another day.
All right, guys.
Matt Monroe.
Is there anything you want to add about the movie before we
It's just great.
It's a great movie. It's a great.
If you're a
ride.
fan of Adele, I'm just a guy. She's a legend.
It
there.
jars you. We get it, and that's fine.
Link to Patrick McCray's Dark Shadows Daybook About is going to be in the description box. Link to Alan Gallant's YouTube channel, Colin Sport After Dark, is going to be in the description box. You guys have a good night.
Oh, Joel,
What?
are we still on?
Yes.
When are we doing Spectre?
Probably tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
So yes.
Motor evening for
Good evening, guys. Have a good night.
Take care.